On my wedding day, every chair meant for my family was left empty. They all went to my sister's promotion party instead. Can you imagine the one day you're supposed to be the center of the universe, your own wedding, turning into the ultimate public humiliation? That's exactly what happened to me, Caleb Roar, when my own family, the people who were supposed to be there, not only ditched my ceremony, but publicly crowned my sister, the real star, while I was standing at the altar. You know that feeling when one person in your family is the sun, and you're just furniture arranged for the light? That was my sister Sloane. 2 years younger than me, whip-smart, and somehow, always the headline no matter what room she walked into. My parents, Diane and Greg, spent most of our childhood narrating Sloane's life, like she was a documentary everyone had to fund. Piano recitals that were precocious, soccer wins that were historic, a science fair ribbon that prompted a laminated poster on the fridge. Meanwhile, if I brought home an A, the response was usually, "That's solid, buddy." But let's not compare apples and Sloane's. It was their running joke, and I always laughed with them, because the other option was to ask why I felt like a placeholder in my own home. It became a rhythm, a pattern I couldn't escape. Sloane got a driver's license. I shared my car. Sloane got into a good university. I worked extra shifts to help with dorm supplies. Sloane took an internship. My dad called it a career trajectory and actually asked me not to distract her when I visited home. My milestones? They always took up less space because, in a family like mine, attention is a finite resource and Sloane had a lifetime subscription. Then I met Elena. It was 3 years ago, in a coffee shop near my office, the kind of place that believes string lights can fix any problem. She ordered tea and asked the barista how his test went because she remembered he was studying. That was the first thing I noticed about her, how easily she saw people. I was deep in a deadline, trying to count the things going right that day so the noise didn't win, and I remember thinking, I just met someone truly kind. We started talking because she asked if she could share my outlet, then stayed because we both laughed at the exact same line from the person on the phone behind us. Within months, my apartment, which had always felt like a waiting room, started to feel like a home. We built slowly. We made a ritual of Tuesday omelets. We kept an old jar on the bookshelf where we'd fold up little memories and shove them in. Our first road trip sputter, Elena's jacket found by a dog, my first bad haircut of 2023. So that on tough days, we could remember we were made of more than just a bad meeting. When I proposed, I did it in that same coffee shop, string lights above us, a slightly sticky table under our elbows. She said yes with both hands on my cheeks, like I was an answer she'd been looking for her whole life. By then, Sloane was an analyst at a big firm downtown, the kind with glass walls, and the kind of refrigerator where snacks appear without warning. She spoke about work like it was a weather pattern only she knew how to read. It was upside and signals and velocity, words that made my parents nod as if she was reading scripture. When we told my family we were engaged, they congratulated us, but the way my mom's eyes flicked to my sister first was as practiced as breathing. At brunch a week later, Mom said, "We'll have to plan around Sloane's quarter." And then Dad, without discussion, declared, "Let's find a date that works for everyone." Sloane didn't even look up from her phone when she said, "My calendar's a slaughterhouse. Thursdays are decent." Elena squeezed my knee under the table. We had already put a deposit on a venue for and then, the part that shocked everyone, watch full story.